Hmm. Nah, pre-stream are taking too long. We're done with that.
Stream.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Yeah, get the stream
Yeah,
up for the
it's been a
Diamond, give it a chance! I've only just put the stream on in Diamond's David's Drink Redemptions. These David to
what a dream.
Protoms.
Oh, fantastic. F10. Keep an eye on the chat. Do my civic duty.
Yep. Yeah, Diamond knows the store.
Pre-stream
baby.
Yeah. Well, I went to get mine just before we went live. So yeah,
So
I assume, are you on the Coke or just
No,
a humble glass of water tonight?
I'm on the water tonight, yes.
Fair enough. I am, for those interested, I am on Dead Man's Finger raspberry tequila rum and Pepsi Max. Lovely.
And whatever else the bar had left in stock.
Mm. The bar being the cupboard at home.
Yeah, he just puts it all in a Tesco carrier bag and just walks over to his desk, his own little carry out.
Yeah. Oh, we're only 3 minutes late going into the lobby tonight. That's not too bad. Not that I've watched any other race this week.
Right, dude. Tier 3 was a disaster for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had any wet races this week?
I don't know. I frauded Tier 1, but Tier 3 didn't rain, so we know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'd argue last season Belgium had the best racing throughout the whole season,
Yeah.
especially Tier 2.
Yeah, and I heard Tier 1 was pretty darn good as well, but I think that might have been a couple of seasons ago. We'll get onto that in a bit, I'm sure.
For the
A couple of
minority.
people in chat. So Darth Grey Fox, good evening to you. Also a big hello to Hirsch.
They're all getting the intel for tonight. And of course, Fox Racing on. No, doggy. This is my drink.
I mean, that's what you get for having water, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's either that or I had a little plastic bottle, and the dog would have been off of it by now anyway. But still, good evening everyone. Welcome to the second half of our FPRL Tier 2 Season 6 Championship, Round 11. And not I live in, it's 11. So it's like we're saying, you stole my comms partner. On to that, and literally, like right now, I'm Cruiser 1872, and join me in the commentary box. Actually, Gary,
It's
no.
David Lowface.
Yeah, it's David Lowface, and Gary, you stole mine! So we're even. Anyway, David, how you doing this fine evening?
Good facts. Yeah, not too bad. Feeling fresh after having my Thursday night off. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what the Tier 2s have in store for us this week. And looks like we've got an early bird out on track or two. So yeah, not hanging about today, are they?
Yeah, well, what's the saying? It's death, taxes, and normally it's collateral as to fill in the void, but his teammate Diamond Duchy, the first one out on track in a qualifying session. Who would have thought? Keeping the run alive for the remainder of the season, I see. Diamond, I believe he fared relatively well here last season, albeit conditions last time out were horrendous for Tier 2 when we approached Belgium, but I'm actually a little bit in the dark here because I wasn't around for the race last week around Hungary, but to my knowledge, Robin picked up their first win in Tier 2, and I would argue overdue victory for the AlphaTauri driver. But I believe General Jake picking up a podium as well sees him now at the top of the championship standings, and Jake won here in Season 5, in rather dramatic circumstances and wields a 7 point lead over Razagamer in second, Jaffmaster in third, or I should probably say Lord Jaffmaster. It was a poll. It was a poll inspired by Mr. Biddle. That kind of explains everything. But Lord Jaffmaster up in the podium places in third, Shadows and this man Diamond in fifth, and Robin, Nigel, and Collateral Ads, the top 8 in this championship, covered by 28 points. Yes, 8 drivers. And we've got another half of the season to go. Just...
Yeah, for all their faults, Tier 2, very close, and yeah, we love to see it. It's looking pretty tight in the constructors as well, to be fair, with the top 6 teams covered by 47 points. 7 teams, rather. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting close to the season. At the moment, we've got McLaren on top. They do have 147 points. That is, of course, this man here, Diamond Douche, and his teammate, Collateral Ads. I think we just saw Douche there running a little bit wide out of Puon. And yeah, he's having a back out of his lap. A bit unfortunate, but plenty of time left to go in the sesh.
And I think we'll give a little bit of... I think actually we got 2 new debutants tonight, to my knowledge. The most recent one, actually, joining the race, joining the league today, is J7BP. I think I'll just refer to them as J for the remainder of the stream, for both simplicity, I think mostly for simplicity reasons, and also TOH07 Gamer. What do I refer to them as?
Week?
Toe. You're not sure? We'll go with that.
I think I called him the Ho last week. But Gamer seems to be what everyone's gone for.
Well, we'll see what the future holds for both of them, and at least to my knowledge, their debut event, at least for Jay, and the Mercedes filling in for Phenom. And on the subject of Mercedes, Nigel Peddle back at the top of the standings. Dodo, do not have my water, please, thank you. You don't understand. Cruz de Dodo making their appearance known. It was Wednesday night playing with the Squeaky Toy again, and Friday nights are becoming Cruz de Dodo nights as well. We love little Dodo. Anyway, Jaffmaster, P3 in the championship, going through Stavolo and towards Sector 3. Belgium, the longest track on the calendar, at least for lap time. I think actually it is the longest track on the calendar, full stop. Just over, I believe, 7 kilometres of this track going through the mountains. And now the bus stop chicane for Jaffmaster, one of the most famous chicanes in the world, negotiated rather well. And for the Haas driver, it's a 41.7. A couple of tenths behind Nigel, but currently net P2.
Yeah, good lap there from Jaff. Slots himself a 10th in front of Collateral Ads, currently in P3. Nigel Pickle, maybe not quite as far ahead as some might have thought, but of course that is just the first run. 12 minutes left to go in the session. Plenty of time for him to go about, well, half a second faster. If he gets into the 40s, then, wow, we're going to have some conversations, I think. So it looks like about half the field have set their time. A few of them not quite as competitive as others. It looks like a few people making mistakes. Actually, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised to say that those sitting in the lower half probably messed up their first lap, and of course, as you mentioned, is the longest lap on the calendar, so yeah, you're going to lose a lot of time doing a majority of a lap extra qualifying pace. So yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see pretty much all of the drivers close back up towards the end of the session.
Just seeing now Jaffmaster going quite slowly there and towards this right and left-hander. Just keeping it the way of everyone, to be honest. Don't know as much in that as Toe has. Oh no, he's done what I think he's done. As he crashed on into the pit lane. Do we have a driver that's close so we can see? Hush going by there, and yeah, yellow flag. I think Toe was crashed going into the pit lane as I think Hirsch, and who is that next to them? That's a Red Bull, I think, of Python. Both of them giving a little bit of a preview to the race later tonight. Hirsch 15th and Python up in 9th. 1,000th behind Pines. Funny that. And also I've just noticed the Haas pair for tonight, C. Davies and Jaffmaster. Thank you, Siri, for your contribution to the reserve driver roles. Freddie Ford, solid effort in Silverstone, and again I'm a bit in the dark as to what happened in Hungary, but at least for their return, solid performance in our sprint weekend around Silverstone, and a future sprint race to follow in a few weeks' time. Keep an eye out on the channel for that, and I'm sure you're all wondering, how do we keep up with everything? I'm glad you asked. Twitch.tv/FP Racing League for the ability to just watch the stream, and be sure to hit that follow button. We are helping the channel grow on our road to 1,000 followers. Hopefully we hit that by the end of season 7, we'll call it? Sure, season 7. We'll see what's in the future for that. Again, hit that follow button, and although just past September, for discounted subscriptions of up to 30%, 30. You've got a short time left to get subscriptions in. They run out in just a few days' time. If you're watching this on the Twitch channel, be sure to subscribe. It helps fund the channel, fund the league, and helps us grow along with our tier lists. All these new drivers as well joining the league. Nightbot will drop a link to our Discord server. Be sure to complete the sign-up steps, and you can be racing one day in Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 or Tier 1, and regardless, some of Xbox's finest and hard, closely fought racing. And one more thing as well, Saturday nights, our F2 showdown events, !F2 in the Twitch chat. I'll give you a link to a separate Discord server for our exclusively to Formula 2, F2RL, and that's just the Saturday night get along, albeit still just as serious and dramatic as normal. I've wasted 3 minutes doing the promotion, love to see it. Freddie Ford up in 7th, and the last driver yet to actually set a lap time was Robin, who's just went up in 6th place. Jake though up in 5th, and Snedden and Nigel Piddle currently on the front row. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Where have we seen that before? It's pretty close though. Take nothing away. Yeah, looking good towards the top, at least at the moment. We'll just take a look at the gap to leader, and yeah, the top 7 covered by under half a second, which before the final run, I think that's pretty close. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I might very well be. I haven't done this in a week, so...
Well, half a second covers the top 7, and around the track like Spa, it sounds like a lot, but all it takes is just 1 or 2 really solid corners, and you can make up easily half of that time. And I think for Snedden, and maybe even Draftmaster, Jake's not out of the question either with collateral ads. That midfield, once again, very close in the Tier 2. But one thing I'll say about Tier 2, qualifying never disappoints for obvious reasons. I was going to say something there, but I've just went completely blank.
Yep, fair enough. Looks like Nigel has either bailed out of his lap or just didn't improve on the previous lap. I'm taking a look at General Jake, marginally up in Sector 1, just a quarter of a tenth. He's now coming through Sector 2. I don't know the name of these corners here, but I do know that this is Stadlow 1, as we'll get the timing here. He's still marginally up, so very consistent pace here from General Jake, going marginally quicker, and We'll see if he manages to nail it in the third sector. Of course, only really a couple of corners and that really slow bus stop chicane. We'll see braking at the 100 board, kisses the apex and comes into the pits. So, thank you, Jake.
Well, one driver who did complete a lap was Raza Gamer, 41.555, and up on the front row now ahead of Snedden. Whew, thank goodness. We might have a disaster, we might have a Maldonado moment at La Source if we're not careful, or rather a Grosjean moment. Reese Mashy in the chat. I believe that is J7BP again, J for simplicity, saying that they've got a rather dodgy setup. Oh dear, he's opted for the Ferrari approach. Tweeting the Ferrari, Snedden going for their second attempt, but that fuel is pretty low. Might actually be his last lap here, Snedden. The lap times the way they are, around 1 minute 40. If you don't leave the pits by around 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, then you probably won't get round for another lap. As Diamond actually goes up into 10th, just about in the top 10 actually, and I think for Diamond that might be his qualifying over. But we're going to stick with Snedden, they're going through Pouon, and then this right-left chicane, I don't know the name of that, I'm a fraud. Anyway, you've got to be so careful around here, and make sure you open up enough for the left-hander not to go too wide, now towards Stavolo, and the run towards Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane. Snedden a purple middle sector, and I believe at that delta, 2/10, this is going to be just enough to get him ahead of Nigel Piddle, who's went out for their outlap already. 4 minutes left to go in our qualifying session, and of course recently our qualifying sessions were changed to a short qualifying, the 18-minute session ahead of tonight's race. We've got a yellow flag up at Blanchimont, that is an Aston Martin setting up for a lap. That's Shadows down in 17th. And Snedden goes ahead of Nigel Piddle on a 41.3. So Nigel, the ball's now in his court, and his tyres are on the grass.
Yes, it was a rather dodgy line there through Lacom. That is what it's called. And yeah, it's struggling a little bit, or maybe just getting out of the way of others. But this is actually one of the tracks that I actually know quite a few of the corners on. I'm not quite as expert as you yet, Cruiser, but it's still a work in progress. Yorkie giving his alternate name for the corner there. I won't read it out on stream, but yes, touche. Very funny indeed.
Oh, Shadows, this is went and invalidated at Licom. Oh dear. Both of the Astons in a bit of trouble, it seems. Anyone else on a lap? We got Freddie Ford actually, just beginning their lap. So I think for the final time in qualifying, we'll see what Freddie Ford can do. Going through the Source now, turn 1, and one of the most famous corners in the world coming up. We got Eau Rouge and Ravion immediately following on board. Just see how much they have to commit to that inside, not to go too greedy over the white line. It just opens up the corner as much as they can. Now down the Kemmel Straight. Here comes Freddie Ford. I paraphrase.
He's not on a hot lap.
He's backed off.
I think his brake
Wara Lecom for Freddie Ford.
Yeah.
Wara
I think malfunction. Brake by wire failure.
Yeah. Box now, Freddie. Box. We have a problem with the car. It's not the car itself. You are incompetent at going around the corner. Anyway, yeah. Jake. He is on a hot lap. I'll save myself the blushes again. Anyway, now towards the famous no-name corner. Simply because it doesn't have a name. And if it does, it will not be remembered. Now Pouon for the Alfa Romeo driver. And a yellow flag ahead. That's a Haas. Keeping somewhat of the way, but that's a very tight line there from Jake. Not using a lot of the track. Not opening up the exit of Pouon. Now through the left. Right, now towards Stavolo. For the final time, a bit wide though there was Jake. That will have cost him some time, but he's 2/10 up. Needs to find a little bit more though, possibly even double what he's found across the first two sectors, and this is going to be the most difficult of the three sectors to find him. You're flat out here through Blanchimont, touching 200 miles an hour. Careful not to lose too much while you turn in to the left hand out now, the bus stop. Kisses the apex and opens up quite nicely there for the general. A bit of a slide though on the exit, that will have cost him a little bit of time, and it's going to be 4th place for Jake. But behind his championship rival, Raza Gamer, or rather, one of his title challengers, but Raza is the closest one to Jake, separated by 7 points. And if Raza can find anything here, as Nigel is retired in the pit lane, he didn't find time. So it's now potentially a shootout between Raza Gamer and Snedden, unless Jaftmaster or Collateral Ads have anything left to say. Collateral Ads up to the finish line for the McLaren, and he does have something to say about it, but it's only enough for a front row. That's still a very solid effort from the McLaren driver, that must be said. Now, who else can challenge? Robin up by a 10th and a half. Jaftmaster going down the Camel straight, and it'll be Raza Gamer, the first of the trio to have I would say probably the most realistic chance to challenge Snedden at the top of the standings. Raza, a purple middle sector. This could be something special from the Williams.
Yep, and he looks very confident through the Stablo corners there. And just the bus stop to go, going under the Pirelli sign, braking down hard, or rear locking there. It might have caused him a little bit of issue, but it might have helped to get around the corner. We see now to the line, and he goes fastest. A 3/10 improvement, and he is 73 thousandths ahead of Snedden in the Ferrari. And I'll tell you what, over the longest lap in the calendar, to get on pole by less than a tenth, that is how close this Tier 2 championship is.
Have a look and see who else can improve on a lap. Silverside Boy going through Blanchimont, but they're out of battery, and I fear that's going to be a lonely 16th place for the Red Bull driver. Night Owl up to the line, what have they got? To be 14th place for the Ferrari, that's not too bad. Jay on the back row, and tell a lie, he's actually now at the back after an improvement from Midfield Maestro, puts them 16th, and Jay down at the foot of the standings. Nigel, their teammate, in 4th. But that is going to be a very interesting start to this race. Raza Gamer leads Snedden, and we saw as well the last few races that Snedden's had, he has got pace to show. But Collateral Ads, Nigel and Robin, all 3 of those drivers are covered by 5 points in our standings. And the championship leader, General Jake, only, and I say only down in 6th, but he's behind most of his pursuers.
Yep, and looking elsewhere in the field, it has been a stinker. It's been a stinker for Red Bull. It's been a stinker for the Aston Martins. Hirsch apparently improving by 6 tenths into that final corner. So
fair enough.
It's a decent improvement, and to be honest, being in 13th, only a second behind, is pretty respectable. Haas having a very good day of it. They have qualified P7 and P8. That is Jaff in front of his teammate for the night, Connor. C. Davies, CD.
Yeah, CD.
If he performs some heroics tonight, I've informed him I have to give him a new nickname after his heroics a couple of seasons ago, and earned him the name Colin.
Well, we could call him Lotto after his strategy.
Yeah, well, why not? Indeed, it's.
Nah, I'm gonna start.
If he does it again, I'll tell you what. I think it's probably a good idea, Lotto.
Well, whatever happens, he's still going to be C. Davies, and it's up in 8th place. The Haas is respectable, and Toll down in 11th place after that early DNF. They actually didn't lose out too much in the end. I'm kind of surprised. But Raza Gamer up on pole position for tonight's race around Spa. Snedden in 2nd, Collateral Ads in 3rd. Nigel down in 4th after a late DNF, and actually Robin tied with Nigel's time, but because Nigel set it first, he is ahead of the AlphaTauri. Then we have Jake, as mentioned, the Haas's, the Alpine of Freddie Ford and Pines, I would say actually a rare appearance in the top 10 this season. And oh no, I'm having deja vu flashbacks. It's cloudy and overcast.
Yeah. Um, of course, it might improve from here. You never know. It
Oh
could just
no.
be a bit of an overcast day here at Spa.
My heart can't take another wet race round here.
Mm.
And the even worse
One
thing
thing I
about
did.
this, there's no
Yeah.
T-posing mechanics in the grid boxes.
Oh, I can't believe it.
The
I'd never
one
even noticed.
thing we asked them not to patch because it was too good, they don't do it.
Yeah. At least we've got the very disinterested looking Marshall down there in the pit lane doing a little jig, just occasionally staring at the end of the pit lane.
And we
Um,
have the Ferrari pit board man adjusting the pit board while the drivers are on the grid. Oh look, there's some
yeah.
tyres in the Red Bull garage as well.
Mm, yes. Tyres indeed. It looks like some medium.
Yeah. The idea is for them to actually go on the kart, but could they actually be intermediates? Red Bull playing a
Yeah.
bit, well, known for their strategy
But
calls in the past.
speaking of cars without tyres, well, one thing I did notice in the results screen of Quali was that Gamer coming in P11, 8 tenths off the lead, but he apparently didn't use any tyres, didn't have any tyres on his car. So that is very impressive time if he's gone around on the rims.
Well, I mean, fair enough. So no, he he. He was driving a ghost car. That's what it was. He was like he was like the crazy frog. That's what he was. Just driving on air. Nah, there you go.
Copyright
Yeah,
strike.
we are not taking some redemptions cross today. If you're here, you know. Um, Nigel seeing tyres at a F1 garage. Is it not an F1 garage? Learn to English.
Absolutely. I feel like we have to be as anal about that as possible, considering that's exactly what Nigel would be.
Fair enough. Follow that with impossible. I know, funny that. And here comes a correction from Nigel.
What
I
I
mean,
really, really wish is we had like grid walks. If we could do grid walks, that would be amazing.
true. Or we
Next
could,
year's game, grid
or we
walks.
could. No, season 7. We'll experiment. We rope in someone on the grid and give him a pre-race interview.
Or the logistics behind that is dodgy. We might have to just get a team principal.
True.
Not that we have them, but maybe a representative.
Reese, well, Jay saying, if you walk up to me, I'd tell you to impolitely go away. I mean, well, to be fair, it could be worse. You could be interviewing a driver and blank him because it's someone else's birthday.
Indeed. Yes, there's a
Yeah.
reference there that I'm not quite getting because I didn't watch any grid walks
No,
in
no.
the recent
What?
races.
They're the best part of the pre-build.
Yeah, but
Ba ba
as
ba
we
ba.
are getting ready for the formation lap, Japan was at 7 in the morning, or was it
Singapore was
no? It
at
was
2.
6 in the morning.
And
Yeah,
I frauded Japan. I didn't watch it because I was on my weekend break. Seem like I missed
I
much though. Qualifying was good though. At least I saw the results.
it, as we looks like we've got a couple of outliers, or one outlier in particular,
Yeah.
in terms of tyres. Freddie Ford, as you can see on your screens, running the soft tyres. Everyone else on mediums and hard tyres. Yeah, the soft tyres could be an interesting call. Obviously, it's the longest track, longest lap on the calendar. And, well, I can't see them going more than 5 laps, to be honest.
Well, 5 laps before they fall off, but we'll see what the first lap holds, because I think the opening run towards Le Trom is going to be crazy. Anyway, to go through the grid, at the back we have Jay in the Mercedes on a set of mediums. P19 is Shadows, well out of position, and looks as though they are going light on the fuel to try and save those tyres. Starts down in 19th. P18 is Silverside Boy, and 17th is his teammate Python. 16th is the other Aston of Midfield Maestro. The irony that the Astons, well, at least I would say at least one of the Aston Martins are at the back, and both the Red Bulls are at the back. Because with the other Aston, that's becoming the norm very, very quickly. I'm not talking about Alonso. P15 is L of Gamer, now LF1 in the AlphaTauri. P14 is the Ferrari of Night Owl. 13th is the Alpine of Hirsch. 12th is Diamond, and 11th is Toe after that LEDNF in qualifying, and into the top 10.
Yeah, and starting off in P10, we've got Pines in the Williams. He's on the hard tyres. P9 is Freddie Ford, as previously mentioned, on the softer compound tyres. P8 and P7 is the Haas boys, that is C. Davies and Jaff Master respectively, both opting for the mediums. General Jake in P6 on the hards. The top 5, Robin on the mediums, the rest on hards. We've got Piggle P4, Collateral Ads P3, front row tonight, Snedden and Raza, and I'm sure there are quite a few drivers not wanting to invalidate their formation lap right here, and they all look good so far. I realise I shouldn't have said that.
Well, so far, and we've got a going a view with Collateral Ads, because if you look at Raza Gamer, I wonder what that McLaren, I wonder what the McLaren Pitwell is thinking. Anyway, I see the lights yonder in the distance. We've got the perfect view at La Source, Raza Gamer and Snedden on the front row. We are underway in Spa, and Collateral Ads holding station in towards turn 1 further back with 2 and 3 wide. And amongst the midfield, I think Jaff Master might have got a little bit greedy there against Collateral Ads. Even good start, but got the nose promptly cut off, going in towards Old Rouge and Radion, and both of the Hasses have swapped places at the back. Oh, Maestro's gone! Maestro's gone! Oh,
yeah, Maestro
dear.
got caught up with Python there, it looks like. And yeah, both drivers going into the wall.
Oh,
and
dear,
that is a safety
car. Stay the line, David. Which one?
Good!
Yeah, that one. You have too many quotes that you don't know which one to choose.
It was it looked a little bit unfortunate. It looked like front wheel to rear wheel connection there, and yeah, Maestro coming out worse. I'm not entirely sure whether it was Silverside Boy or Python. But yeah, one of the Red Bulls getting caught up. It's just unfortunate, and maybe drivers getting a little bit too greedy, not too much to not giving quite enough respect and room for other drivers. But I think it was Python, in fact. Yeah. So then they were 19. There you go.
Yeah, Midfield Maestro's race lasting a total of 2 corners. Not what the Aston Martin driver needed, I'm sure, after that your performance at Silverstone. But safety car on the opening lap here in Belgium. Raza and Snedden, Nigel up to 3rd now, ahead of Collateral Ads, so that's important for Nigel's race. Jake up to 5th, and Robin up to 6th. Freddie, pardon me, losing a few places, and more importantly to Pines. And he's going to stay out, he's going to nurse these tyres for a little bit longer. Jay actually had a good start there, from the back up now to 6th, well what was 16th place, but he comes to the pit lane, I'd imagine, to go in a set of hards, and maybe stretch him to the end for the Mercedes driver, and there's a set of hards, and away he goes. Raza's left the session, oh dear, thankfully we're under safety car. As oh, oh,
Oh,
Snedden has lost the front. Huh?
uh,
Huh?
oh, looks like Raz is back in.
Huh?
It wasn't me. What?
Huh?
Eh?
Huh? What?
Wait,
What?
what's happened here then?
What? Good! Before you say it. Raz has
Is
now
Raz
Raz has got a 12-second lead under a safety car, and he's doing full throttle.
is his AI is?
Um, should we?
I think it is
I
probably best.
I think the lobby's done a major, you know what?
Yeah.
Because now Raz is back, and he's got a 14-second lead over Snedden, and Snedden is without a front wing.
Dude, she's been disqualified.
The Diamond got disqualified.
Some people are. I assume that 2 minutes behind for P10 and P11
Yeah,
is
I don't.
just graphical.
I certainly hope so. Well, one thing that screwed up Snedden's race.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I think we should go. I think we should do. Yeah, they will. I don't know.
Nah, it's unfair on Diamond. It's unfair for Snedden.
It's kind of unfair on midfield as well.
It,
Well, things happen, but
granted, these things happen, but that
yeah,
it's gonna have a
I
domino.
think we've been told by Alpha Lady in the chat as Python's got speeding. Oh, all right, let's just do it.
Yeah, do it. Restarting lobby. We're restarting. We're calling it. We're doing it. Yeah. Silver Side Boy couldn't have waited any longer. he was just hovering, waiting. Right, well, lobby restart everyone, so be sure to leave and we will get ready to go racing in a few moments time. Oh, I've got a pass. A gift from the podium pass. Is it more stickers? No. It's a mystery box. Hey, I got a helmet. A helmet for a helmet.
Keep it PG.
What?
Enough talk about your helmet on stream, sir.
What do you mean?
I hope you've been saving up those stickers, by the way.
Indeed I have. Might not seem like it, but I'm at 53. Child's play, because you showed it. You told me recently you've actually broke into 100.
I nearly had 200 for last stream.
Nigel's saying, I hope you take order of the grid from the end of lap 1.
Unfortunately, Piggle,
I don't think we will.
because that screws midfield up.
It will, a little bit. Alright, tier 2, join up the lobby real quick, and Silver Side Boy will need the grid. So I'll get that for him in just a few moments and send that over. Thankfully we've not went through too long in the stream, but really want to know what happened there with Raza, how he went by the safety car. Get the notes.
Oh, yeah, I better probably get a grid order.
Yeah, I've just got it there. I'm going to send the screenshot over.
Fantastico.
Muy bien. Yes. Right. Grid has been
Yep.
over, and be sure to get in as quick as you can, tier 2, so we can get back underway as soon as possible.
Yep, and just information, we will be taking a full, so that means everyone back on the grid. As Shadows has redeemed a commentator catchphrase, and I think I know what to do.
Yep.
So yes, midfield, you are allowed back in if you happen to be watching. But yes, F1 is going to F1, and we all know that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not looking very good at the moment. So,
hopefully,
yeah.
Silvis. Oh, I'm just thinking as well. Lobby host. Hopefully, they got the weather before the race.
I'm sure they could go back on a certain someone's stream.
Yeah.
And, take a look. In fact, he might have been streaming himself, so he might have. He might have even got it. If not, I will head over to. Is he officially Sir or Lord?
I think.
'Cause I kind of thought it was Sir, but
I think it's Sir Silverside Boy and Lord. Yeah, Lord Jaffmaster. As we shall now refer to him, at least for the next 90 minutes of the stream. Silverside Boy saying he's got the weather. Lovely! So we should be okay. Hopefully that means the setups don't change too drastically. But honestly, we've had no problems with this for a while, and all of a sudden it just occurs.
yeah.
Typical.
That's an interest. Yeah, okay. I've just spoiled myself the weather.
I haven't.
But I will keep stum.
Well,
for the sake of the viewers and, of course, yourselves. As got 17 drivers back in, and hopefully won't be too long to everyone else.
Yeah, that is Maestro back at least. Nigel saying no formation lap, I'd imagine. I
would imagine we'd still run it.
Yeah, so another 3-minute prep lap. Ah well, but
just in order to get your tyres up to temperature,
yeah.
It's quite important. Where is Raza? Where is?
He's not here.
Let's send him.
Yeah, we've not got one of. Right, we're missing L and we're missing Raza.
Yeah, they both have. They both indeed have invites. One of them is in. Raza's in.
Nice.
Just L then.
And we get back on the way.
Well, assuming Gary gets the grid correct.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for one day Lobby Host puts himself on pole. I've looked in the Twitch chat. I've been spoiled the weather. No. I've been spoiled the weather. I'm sad. Weekend's over.
Well, you don't know. You don't know when it was coming.
I didn't know. Oh no. You know what? I'm gonna go into the dashboard menu just so we don't have the background music. A lot more peaceful for the stream. Just listen to us talk. So, football.
I turn the music down, to be fair.
So,
do you have streamer mode on?
Yeah.
All right, I was going to say because that brings its own issues if you do.
L is saying start without me. I'm gonna drop out. Was hoping to finish earlier than later because they have other plans. So that's unfortunate. So, in the wake of the restart, L is not gonna take it. So we'll have 19 drivers for tonight. Well, for the second attempt at this race, and I believe L was actually up in 12. No, Diamond was 12. I think L was up in 15th place for the race. So a free place for everyone behind. Well, one less car to worry about, I suppose. At least in their quest up the field. So hopefully Dread is ready and set. Weather will be back to what it was. And then we'll have 22 laps of racing around this Spa circuit. Nigel saying it just doubles the heart rate from what it was already at. Might be referencing the weather report.
Quite possibly. Can I see the weather? No, I
I
cannot.
don't think so.
Gary, if you can, forecast accuracy has to be perfect. Well, does it? No, no, I don't think so. Actually, no, ignore me. Because yeah, obviously when you load into the lobby, it gives you 6 or 7 sections of rain. However, when you're customizing the weather, it only gives you 3. So I think maybe the best thing to do is to make it approximate. And yeah, just yeah, do what you can. Is
Nigel,
there a formation lap? Let's have a look. Has Gary enabled a formation lap? I don't know because the game loaded into the
lovely.
thing.
And Nigel, from his earlier comment regarding doubles the heart rate, he's quickly responded with, "No, it's referencing my heart rate." Fair. Well, you survived the first lap.
Obviously.
Shadow
Uh,
saying that formation lap is enabled. So another voice break and another tour
ooh.
of the yeah, I know I'm grown up, and another tour of the Belgian Grand Prix circuit.
Yep.
Um,
And I don't think we'll
Jay,
bother with the grid rundown.
regarding the setup, keep it the same to what it was, but I think this is more just so for like balance reasons. Hey, look, there's no soft tires at the Red Bull garage.
And
Lovely.
look, it's a lot sunnier than it was. Good job, Gary.
You can tell then that had to reschedule the start time because the weather's changed as badly.
Uh, I mean, Jesus.
And the marshal still looks disinterested.
Yeah. Although the person behind standing in a
Oh,
slightly different place, it looks like.
ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, and now there's hards in the Red Bull garage.
wait, David, if you can go in director mode, don't say anything, but I can tell by the reaction what tires is Python on.
Um,
I, because I can tell by the reaction that you're gonna give. Because I have a
to be honest,
feeling
it
we've uncovered
looks
something.
there's quite a lot of people on different tyres than onto the first. It looks like at the moment.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it. I want to see what tires is Python on. Oh,
You actually,
so the tires he did have in the pit lane are now on his car. Jake
wait,
saying,
what?
can we?
What did
Yeah,
they say for you? Well,
the tires,
there
the
were mediums
tires.
in the pits.
No, they're hards. They
They're
were
hards now.
softs, changed to hards. Python, there were soft tires on his car.
Are we close to? Are we close to giving
We're
Codemasters a
giving.
little bit of credit here?
Well, I
What a
mean,
strange attention to detail.
I think there's more so of a. I
Jake,
think,
you can change tyres if you want.
yeah, change strategy. Do whatever you want. But
Yeah,
that.
don't go on wet, so that would be stupid. Actually, I don't think you can go on wet, so
No, I don't
bish
think you
bash.
can. No, but crazy how Codemasters spend more time with an unknown detail than they do actually patching some potholes around Abu Dhabi.
Mm.
Tell a lie, no, they're not potholes. They're meteor stripes. That's what they are. Or craters even. That's the word I was looking for. Crater.
Later.
It's
There's also plenty on there's plenty on the Qatar start finish straight as well that could do with a little bit of patching up.
true. And actually, no, it's Qatar they go next in the real Formula One, isn't it?
It is indeed, and we'll get to see if those bumps are there in real life, I suppose.
And I think we go there relatively soon, actually. And at least to my knowledge, around Qatar, it will be a very strategic race because I believe in the pre-season. I only remember this because I was with the Great Scotsman. Um, Both did alternate strategies, but they weren't too different. So, we'll see. Yeah, Nigel's saying that we'd go there in November. So say that now. We're nearly in October. Where's this year gone? It's going by too fast.
Oh, they all just blend together.
Yeah, just another day. Oh wait, no, we're in 2027. Anyway, away we go for the second time tonight. And now entire roulette. Freddie and Diamond have changed tyres, but now the whole top 5 are on a set of hards. Oh, yeah, this is a lot more different than what it was. And I see Raz is flooring it. Oh, never mind, no he's not.
Yep, traditions.
Yep.
Did it under safety car too.
I think we'll go through the dread. Should we go? Yeah, no, we'll go through it again. Why not? We'll give an insight to everyone. 19th, well, now at the back in 19th place is Jay. Now on a set of mediums, same as what it was before. 18th is Shadows, and Silversea Boy ahead also on mediums. 16th is the teammate Python on a set of hards. Opposite strategies at the Red Bull camp. And funnily enough, he had hard compound tyres in his pit garage. 15th is midfield Maestro in the Aston Martin. 14th is the Ferrari of Night. All of them on a set of hards. Hirsch 13th on a set of mediums. 12th is Diamond going for the Freddy Ford approach on a set of softs. Toe in 11th place on a set of hards, and the last hard tyre runner for quite a few drivers actually, as we go back into the top 10 where it's 50-50 on tyres.
Yeah, the next 5 on mediums, the top 5 on hards. We've got Frauds and Pines in P10, Freddie Ford in P9, and of course that Haas pairing of C Davies in P8 and Jaff in P7. General Jake in front of them on the mediums. Robin in P5 on the hards for the AlphaTauri team. Big up the AlphaTauri. Nigel in P4 on the hard tyres. Blackwads also on hard tyres in the Macca, the lead Macca tonight. And your front row this evening, Snedden and Raza. There was very little between these two in qualifying, so yeah, I'm looking forward to a decent race here. Hopefully we can get away a little bit cleaner than we did last time. Not that it was that bad, to be honest. I think just a bit of unfortunate front to rear wheel contact.
Yeah, thanks for midfield Maestro, he's hoping the same. And once again, we acknowledge the McLaren pit wall and what that man is thinking. He's hard at work and the race hasn't even begun. And, Freddie! Oh, Hirsch. Yep.
Oh, Hirsch. Oh.
Look at that, the French ruined it again.
Yep. I'm just trying to work out, is that Zach Brown? I don't think it is Zach Brown. I don't think it even looks near what Zach Brown would be. There you go. It's
and
half decent view. Away they go.
Away we go for the second time tonight, and it's roughly as you were for the front three. Raza, Snedden, collateral adds, Nigel still holds fourth, but there goes Robin down the inside of the Mercedes driver. They roll level pedium, but Robin backs off and filters in behind Nigel as no, it's 98. It's 1998. Oh dear. Well, I must say, this is the absolute worst start to a Formula One race that I have seen in my entire life.
And I'll tell you, it's not made any better by the fact it wasn't even raining.
Well, the more things change, the more they stay the same, eh?
No comment. No commento.
I said this time of being midfield Maestro, it's Toe who suffered the most in that, and the Alpha's out. There's now one Alpha left, up in 6th place, and the top 10, not really much change, but Python actually, now it's Python's turn to have a good start this time, and Silverside Boy actually ended up a few places as well. Positions, where are they? There they are. Python up 5, Silverside up 4, Shadows up 4, Jay's up 3, and once again the Haas is switching places. And the biggest loser, shockingly, is Freddie Ford, down 9 places in total, out of the race, down 8. Oh dear. But the top 6, as you were.
It's not an ideal.
Monkey Boy saying, "What on earth was that accent?" There's a reason why I talk like this, because.
He's Scottish. Spoiler alert.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes. What an amazing start. I'm not convinced.
Yeah. Just as a collie, this is not what we do. It's just Belgium.
It is what Tier 2 do, to be fair.
It is what Tier 2 do. No, but we wouldn't have it any other way on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Hush saying a few choice words there for the start. And as mentioned, Monkey Boy saying, "What was that accent?" A somewhat poor attempt at Murray Walker.
No comment.
Well, I did say well, I did say somewhat poor. Say somewhat atrocious. Yeah, you know, the silence tells all. The silence is everything. Anyway, on the safety car again this time, and at least this time round, we've actually caught the safety car, and Razagamer hasn't went past it. But away we go for another tour.
Whoa! What's happened to Raza? What's going on there then?
Right. How have I done that? How have I done that?
Is he in the session still?
And thankfully this time, Raza Gamer hasn't went by the safety car. Nope, he decides to go through it.
What have I just seen?
Raza, I'm gonna take this moment to say my powers of commentary curses have never been that powerful before. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I don't know what I have done. But I can only apologise and say I'm sorry.
I don't know what I've seen.
It's like France in season 4.
I agree with Nigel. I think this is down to the host. Oh, I'll tell you that. What's even better is Raz's reaction in
Nigel knows.
Discord.
Nigel gets what I was talking about. Fliniesta.
Yeah, good old
When he went
Fliniesta,
through.
good old France.
Yeah.
Ended up upside down at the end of Sector 1.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? My car flipped over.
And who was in comms that day, David?
Was it me and you?
It was indeed me and you.
I kind of think the head comms might have some words with us.
Snedden, don't do it. Don't you do it. Snedden's experimenting right now with risk. I'm not going to specify what risk, but risk. Raza into the pits, and
has he got a front wing change?
I think he might actually. J, this is tier 2. You have no idea what you've signed up for. Raza into the pits onto a set of medium tyres. Yep. That should probably do him to around lap 12. And Sten is having a drag race with a safety car.
Yeah. Snedden doing
Bert Mylander does not
to...
approve. Know your place.
Yeah. He's very, very lucky to not get disqualified there. I do happen to know the game is very quick. Oh, yikes.
Snedden, you are testing your luck tonight. He is really testing his luck.
Yeah, give him Bert the hurry up. He is going to get disqualified if he doesn't. He's going to make a mistake and he's going to touch the safety car. I don't know if touching the safety car is an instant DQ.
Well, I mean, Raz exploded and he survived. But
Yeah, I think that was more netcode than anything else.
Snedden, stop. Snedden, he
I'll
knows
tell
what
you what, it's
he knows what
avoiding
he's
it.
doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
I mean, we don't allow drivers to do this. I'll tell you what, Bert is taking he's giving him room. Fair play.
I
This,
mean,
this is the
sure.
career that Bert really wanted.
Why not? Do we get back underway? I'd imagine we will. Watch Snedden now drag race the safety car to the end of the pit lane.
No, pretty
Now,
sure it's going to force
common
slow him
sense
down.
prevails. Even in a Ferrari car, common sense prevails.
Yeah. Well then.
Well,
Interesting. Have people stopped? Yes, people have. I was a bit confused there by the different wear on tyres, but yes, indeed.
yeah,
Back
Maestro,
four have stopped.
fair enough. Maestro, Hirsch, Freddy and Raza after shenanigans. Now at the back of the pack, Snedden leads them towards the bus stop, and off he goes towards the bus stop. At the end of lap 3, we get ready for our first proper lap of racing here in Spa. Snedden leads them over the line against collateral ads. Nigel, a bit of a poor restart there actually. He's been detached quite quickly from the front two. Could possibly blame his tyres. Robin, Jake, then we got the Haas duo of C. Davies and Jaff Master, Pines, Diamond and Python up in the top 10. Robin looking for the move towards Eau Rouge, but unless your name is Weber or Alonso, you're not going to go too wide there, or unless you got a death wish. But actually, that's a relatively good run there from Robin. Down the Kemmel straight, he's not using much of that battery. Nigel is defend against the AlphaTauri, obviously running a lower downforce setup, and further back, C. Davies and General Jake going at it in towards Lecombe. C. Davies around the outside of the Alfa Romeo, now the inside for turn 6, and he's gotten the move done as Pines has been tired and spun at the entry, and it's went from bad to worse for the Waterway Racing team.
Yeah, Pines getting tapped around there. I'm not quite sure who it was by. It was just behind this fight that you were looking at the time. He has rejoined. I don't think he's got damage, so he should be able to go on. But of course now 5 seconds off the back of everyone on 3-lap-old medium tyres. It's going to be a tough ask to catch back up unless these guys start fighting on a rather industrial level. But a little bit of fighting towards the back as we have Freddie Ford going side by side with Jay, and really going for it on those soft tyres. He has to slip in behind through Blanchimont. He's going to go up the inside into bus stop. Late on the brakes is Jay, and that does allow Freddie to just slip by into P14.
Solid there from Freddie, to be fair, against the debutant. And we were just following there our championship leader General Jake down in 6th, but collateral lads, he's got a really good run here against Ned in the slipstream down the Kemmel straight, level pegging is the McLaren and the Ferrari. Collateral lads are all down the inside of Snedden. Who's going to emerge in the lead? It's going to be the McLaren of collateral lads who leads in Belgium, and not for the first time this season. Collateral lads up in the lead, but he will now be the head of the DRS train, which is now currently 7 cars strong. And Jake, as mentioned earlier, down in 6th place, being overtaken by C. Davies, with Raza Gamers. What's the how would you say it? Interesting encounter with the safety car. Down in 16th place, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him, but he's looking to dispatch Jay, but he's not going to get the move done around Pouon. But you will have a look later on in the lap, and I think later on will be actually in a few corners time. He's almost pushing that Mercedes, and actually they're going to be pushing past the Mercedes in towards turn 12, and that's one move done through Raza. As we're still following Jake, C. Davies has got to get a bit of a move on here, because he might drop out of that DRS to Robin. It's now 1.1 seconds, and Robin getting a bit of a move on behind Nigel. He wants past that past that Mercedes relatively quickly.
Yeah, and Nigel, not necessarily struggling for pace here, but Robin probably a little bit unhappy with this early pace. As you see, C. Davies getting back into that DRS train. I'm quite surprised to not see Diamond Duchy catch back up. In fact, he's lost half a second in the past lap. Maybe his tyres already going off, despite only doing 3 racing laps under them. So it looks like now Python's gonna look to make a move. He forces Diamond to take a defensive line. He's gonna try and go around the outside of Lecom. Good room left, and that's a good move done by Python. Will Diamond a slide in the rear, and they're going to go side by side into whatever this hairpin is called. As there's small contact to side pod, and Diamond does indeed get back past. Good racing from these guys here.
Very solid racing there, but they're starting to split now into 2 packs. But it's the top 7, and funnily enough, both the McLarens heading their own little express. Diamond in this feud for 8th place downwards. Collateral Ad still leading the way, but has got that horde of cars behind him. We're jumping over towards Silverside Boy in 11th place, fighting with Night Owl. This is for the points placement here, but Python as well coiled up and struck against Diamond, but Diamond with the undercut at Lecom got the overtake done, but Python now almost pushing him through Blanchimont, maybe looking for a dive in towards the bus stop. Diamond takes the racing line. Python, he's going to back up. He's actually forced Diamond a little bit deeper there, a bit uncomfortable there for the McLaren driver further back. Silverside Boy actually going around the outside at the bus stop, getting ahead of Night Owl. Midfield Maestro follows through as well. Now Python looking for a move in towards the source. He knows wiser because of the DRS detection point. This will be his chance now to get ahead, but look at that, there's 5 cars, 6 cars fighting further back. They've got to be careful when Silverside Boy gets the overtake done, and Night Owl loses out to midfield Maestro, but we're going to focus for Python, and we cannot get sidetracked with that because Robin looking around the outside of Nigel Pridle in towards Lecom. Nigel's battery is starting to flash, and that's not good news for him. Python now down the inside of Diamond in towards Lecom, but now he's going to get forced wide, and Diamond resilient there from the McLaren driver, no other word for it, as Python, he's gone! Oh, he's gone! That's the
Thankfully just lost front wing. It looks like ghosting is on, whether by error or not, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, unlucky there for Python. He got a bit of a tank slapper out of the lake. That's caused a safety car. Are you all right?
No,
I
think Burnt Mylander wants to have another encounter with Snedden, but it's Collateral Ads who still holds the lead.
Collateral Ads needed to play a game there, and I don't know, maybe he'll have a rethink over the safety car period. But you can see Ads was burning a little bit of ERS, and that's actually really probably not the best plan. He really needed to work with the guys behind, especially because of the Kemmel Straight here. As into the pits he comes.
That's brave.
Yeah.
Nigel stays out, Robin stays out, Davies pits, Jake pits, Diamond pits, Maestro pits, everyone from 8th place downwards is in a box. But now, what is currently the top 4 have stayed out.
Interesting. Are we going to see any pit stop heroics, or is the weather potential for weather a bit too far away? It looks like yeah, they're all coming out on dries. The sun is still out, but there is a few dark-looking clouds in the sky, as you can see from Jaffmaster going up Eau Rouge there, and of course Radion. One thing I will say, it looks a little bit brighter on my screen than it does yours, and I really hope that is just my eyes.
It could be.
Well,
we'll see what happens, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
lap
So
8 under safety car.
yep, and Snedden is going to get that battle with Bert. Is it Bert or Bernd?
I think it's
B-E-R.
Bernd. Yeah,
Bernd.
yeah, it's Bend Maylander.
Yep, we'll go with that. As in the chat, we have Gary admitting to nearly committing the no, I can't say that word on Twitch. Nearly unaliving his teammate.
Well, cardinal sin of hitting your teammate.
Yep. Obviously, Gary tonight is playing the Sergio Perez game and trying to
Trying to not make Q3.
yeah. Right. Well, I'm kind of wondering, does this actually slow the safety car down?
No, regardless, you're going to have
Or is
another
it
lap.
technically on rails? Yeah, we are going to have another lap.
And we're going wheel to wheel towards Blanchimon. And Snedden makes an interesting overtake on the safety car. And reluctantly gives it back. I say reluctantly gives it back. He nearly got disqualified there.
Yeah, that must have been very close.
Oh!
Nearly faking into the pits there.
Few mind games there.
Yeah, of course, only the 4 drivers opting to stay on the starting set. You would say the front 3 looking better than Jaff in 4th. No disrespect meant. It's just that the hard runners have a longer lived tyre.
Well, the top 3 on hards.
Oh.
Jaff's on mediums. So 8 laps old. But then again, these safety cars will help with tyre life. So those 8 laps might be a little bit fresher by around like 5-6% tyre wear. Which around a track like this is a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to watch for collateral ads, Davies and Jake. As I mentioned earlier, Jake won here last season. Started in 15th, a bit better this time after starting up in the top 10. But Jake, still a lot to do in this race and a few very tough drivers to overtake. In the first one, he's became very acquainted to, I think actually, and knows very well, that being the Haas of C. Davies. Then collateral ads. Think back to Bahrain. Jake went on the hunt for collateral ads but just ran out of time. This time he's got to get the job done. Then after that is the top 4 who have yet to pit. So right now collateral ads is net leader of cars who have made that pit stop. It's just more so, if there is to be rain scheduled, does it arrive in time? More so for Jaffmaster.
Yeah, it's a big gamble, given that I'm fairly certain we can say at this point there will be rain forecast for the latter stages of this race, and yeah, will we see Jaff just staying out too long on those medium tyres? It's tough to say. But we are only on lap 9 of 22. Of course, these safety cars are going to bring that rain a little bit closer in terms of a lap count. But will it be enough? It's hard to see it happening. And Jaff playing a long game, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how many places he might lose off the start to these drivers behind on fresh tyres. I suppose the key thing for him to do is to keep hold of the top 3, and that will be your number 1 thing to keep yourself in this race. As away we go.
We're back underway, lap 10 around this Spa circuit. Python already getting a penalty. Good job there, but collateral ads not wasting any time around the outside at the source against Jaffmaster. Gets the elbows out and
what a move.
Says bye-bye to Jaffmaster. Great move there from McLaren. Up now to 4th place. And as mentioned, not wasting any time on their charge back through the field. Next up for them is Robin, but he's draining that battery to defend against Jaffmaster. Not getting aid of a slipstream Jaffmaster right behind, but C. Davies looming large too. Are we going to see the swap here at Haas? Not just yet, as Jaffmaster holds on to what is currently 5th place, but Jake can't get distracted too much because there is Diamond right behind him. And of course Diamond teammates with Collateral Ads, but both of them in their own little pursuit of Jake in the standings. But Diamond down the inside here at the hairpin, now towards the famous no-name corner, and he just cuts the nose off Jake, and Diamond now up to 7th. Jake struggling on this restart and on those newer, harder tyres. It's now starting to get a little bit more cloudy. Is this rain imminent?
Yep, it was a little bit of an ambitious move there into the hairpin.
Sorry, David, I'm going to cut in. Collateral Ads around the outside. It's Stavolo against Robin. He's going to make this stick. He's going to get forced on the curb. Collateral Ads not wasting any time, and that is the pick of the bunch. Potential overtake of the season from the McLaren driver. Now back up into the podium places. You were saying?
Yeah, that is looking like an inspired choice to pit for Collateral Ads. Yeah, I was just saying it was an ambitious move from Diamond, but I think Jake saw it coming. He left the room on the inside and thankfully avoided an incident. As Freddie Ford sets the fastest lap of the race, let's see if Collateral Ads can make moves further up the field. 2 tenths behind Nigel Piggle as we approach Eau Rouge and Radion. Snedden, of course, 6 tenths up the road. All a little bit shaky from both P2 and P3. Collateral Ads with the superior tyre grip. Looks like he's got the straight line speed as well as he passes Piggle in a straight line and is now going to be onto the back of Snedden for the actual lead of the race, and he's not wasting much time. He's right on the back of him as we come to the hairpin where his teammate made that move a lap ago. Not quite close enough, as I think for the moment quite happy to stick behind, and I'm sure maybe later on in the lap he'll use those fresh medium tyres to good effect.
Yeah, he's almost pushing Snedden, almost ran into the back of him. How much braver he is into these corners is the McLaren driver. And in other news, C. Davies now down in 7th place. Diamond, both of the McLarens making their own charge through the pack. Collateral Ads up to 2nd place and actually going to look for the move against Snedden, draining that battery. Going to go round the outside at Blanchimon level, pegging in towards Blanchimon. Who's going to be the braver? Collateral Ads, I know he's going to hold it around the outside, and he's going to hold it around the outside, and that superior grip, he's going to get the better run. And I said Stavolo was the pick of the bunch. That is the cream of the crop. Collateral Ads back into the lead on lap 11. We're approaching the half race distance and just over half race distance in the second half of this campaign, and it's going to be a 3/10 of a second lead. But against Snedden, he could be playing chess here. He'll have the DRS down the Kemmel Straight as Diamond makes the move, and Jaffmaster further back at the source, and Diamond now up to 5th. McLaren could be on a blinder.
Yeah, looking very good thus far. The championship, what is it? The Constructors' Championship leaders here in T2. And yeah, it's been a really inspired strategy from the McLaren crew to pit both the cars onto the mediums. Although it's looking a lot cloudier than it was. Is he going to look for a move again? Robin just about sees him, and that is the 2nd time Diamond's gone for that move. And I hate to say it, it's not very it's I'm coming through, get out of my way, and you have to avoid me. And I don't think the drivers will be particularly.
No, Davies is gone.
Oh, the hero of Belgium.
No.
Spins at Pouon.
Oh dear, you don't want the card. Oh. Anyway, Diamond up to 4th. Now it's Nigel who's right in front. Oh my! And Diamond's heart just skipped a beat.
I missed that.
Oh, he nearly hit the barrier at the exit of Stavolo.
Ooh.
A bit close for comfort there is Diamond. I think that's a sign. Slow down. I'd rather say not slow down, calm down from the McLaren driver. Now we start lap 13, and it's going to be a game, I think, of pendulums here.
Oh,
It's now
Pickle's gone
Nigel
wide.
very deep, and I think that's tactical to let Diamond through because he knows Diamond's faster on those tyres. And is Diamond going to get DRS? He's just about crept back in, so that's not worked for Nigel. But Diamond's burnt a lot of his battery here to get by these cars, and Nigel might have actually been playing a game of chess in his own. He pulls to the right hand side as his Collateral adds ahead. Collateral adds gets the overtake done instead, and Nigel down the inside of Diamond, and he gets the overtake done as well. So a tactical battle there from Nigel against Diamond, and he holds on to third, and Collateral adds keeps the lead now ahead of Snedden. And this might be it for a few laps now until, and actually then again Snedden and Nigel haven't pitted yet. So pit stops will be on the horizon soon as Freddie's made a mistake and he's been overtaken there by 3 cars. It's not a good corner there for Freddie, but he's now right behind Silverside Boy, back in the fringes of the points as the Red Bull driver. But all of our action currently, there again, the whole field, first down to 16th, is all within camera range down the Kemmel Straight. This is going to be who dares pit first.
Yeah, as the skies get ever darker, we all know what's coming, and well, the DRS train is good, but it won't last forever. As maybe Collateral's looking to break that toe coming on to lap 14. Then the gap is 8 tenths, so he's not gonna break out by the start-finish straight, as you see there. He is burning the ERS. He's going to try and get the superior traction out of La Source and hopefully, for his sake, get out of the DRS, although it's hard to say how much that will count for. I believe he has broken the DRS, and that is going to leave Snedden a little bit of a sitting duck. Even 7 tenths behind, Pickle is in for a good shout of making a move here with the DRS and the slipstream, or maybe not.
Certainly
Ignore me.
Certainly closed up as Jaffmas has had a double overtake committed against him. Midfield Maestro and Niter will get by, and now look who's arrived on the scene. It's General Jake, but he's not making the move yet on the Haas. But Midfield Maestro's got to close back up quickly to Robin. They two know each other well from Silverstone. The C. Davies compounds their misery a little bit more, getting a 3-second penalty. But Freddie around the outside at No Name gets forced onto the curb there by Silverside Boy. There's just enough space there to fit 2 Formula 1 cars. But Jake down the inside at Pouon forces Jaffmaster wide, and that might have been a bit of a surprise there for the Haas driver, who's now looking to respond in towards turn 12 and turn 13, looming large there at Silverside Boy. Look at that, Jake and Silverside Boy sharing the same bit of track around Belgium. Where's that happened? Couldn't imagine that it was recent. But now Jake around the outside of Stavil will do what Collateral ad's done against Robin, but all that fighting has meant the top 7 have broke away.
Yeah, and they're nearly 2 by 2 coming down to Blanchimont here as they sort themselves back out into single file, and it looks like Jack might have been taking the wrong decision here as Jake goes deep, and
Nigel's
there
in.
you see it.
Nigel's boxing
That's
against Snedden, and what are the tyres? It's a set of mediums for Nigel, so he's there to go to the end now, but that has a lot of work to do for him, as well as Jaff and Hirsch. Robin in the pits as well. Is he going to get ahead of Nigel? No, he's not. Gets held in his pit box to let him through. But now, it's going to be around a 10-second gap for these cars to catch up and get within range of C. Davies, who's actually got up to Python rather quickly, actually. Fair play to him. Niter will right behind midfield Maestro, not happening yet, as Jaffmaster and Hirsch have boxed for softs. Keep an eye on them towards the end, as there was Python against Raza Gamer. Raza not making any inroads yet in this pack, and is now down in 12th place. Shadows now against Freddy, not going to happen there. And there's Jay actually. Jay a bit unnoticed throughout this whole race, up in the points, and has made an outing as a...
I'm not saying it.
We don't say it, but we know it. We're not going to say it, but that's exactly what has happened. Snedden now smug under that crash helmet, I'm sure. Collateral ads of all times.
Yeah, absolutely. Ads is not only not out of DRS range of Snedden, he's also now carrying that 3-second penalty. And I get the feeling that those tyres might be a little bit equalised at this point. Maybe Snedden's getting towards the end, but they will drop off more. As we say that, Snedden into the pits.
Yeah,
Will he
again,
be going on to the softs as well?
And
You
again,
would think so.
Snedden didn't box yet, fair enough. But now it's a McLaren 1-2 at the moment. But where's Snedden emerges onto a set of mediums. And where's Nigel? He's just going through the bus stop now. Where's Snedden going to emerge? It's the pit lane here at Belgium. You completely cut La Source. Nigel going through La Source. There is Snedden. Snedden is going to get ahead of Nigel. But who's going to get the DRS? Nigel's going to lift off the throttle, but he's going to... Ah, Snedden brake checked, and he's now going to get a DRS against Nigel, but these two have got to work together now to close that gap to the field. Now down the Kemmel Straight, Snedden goes against Nigel. He's going to make the overtake stick this time, and Snedden maintains his place ahead of Nigel Piddle, but he goes deep there at Lecombe. There's a yellow flag ahead. I'm not sure what's happened. I think Python might have had a collision somewhere, or it was Razagamer, but Snedden, Nigel and Robin, these three have to work together if they've got a chance at points.
Yeah, and with less than 7 laps to go, it's all going to hinge on what the weather does. I did actually say that before, however my microphone was muted. Yes, with 6 laps to go, some drivers taking the plunge and hoping to only see dry running to the ends. That is the 2 at the back on the soft tyre. I'm quite surprised that other drivers not opting to go to the softs. That's including Snedden. It's getting very, very juicy here. The battle for P6. And now into the bus stop chicane. We're going to see Freddie Ford try and go around the outside. Turns to the inside with Silverside Boys. Silverside Boys going to have the inside for La Source, and he's going to defend. Is Freddie going to go around the outside? He has the DRS. And it looks like Freddie's got the better run off the corner. Yep, he's lifted out, has Mr. Silverside Boy, and he's going to presumably just fly straight back past with the DRS. So there's a little bit clumsy there. Through comes Shadows, through comes Jay. Well then.
Well, that was eventful.
Yes, Freddie Ford choosing his line, Silverside Boy assuming he was going to move. He didn't, and he's lost 2 places. He's gained another one back, of course, taking that place back off Freddie Ford. But he's been caught with his pants down there. Gary, yes, shocking.
And Shadows, to be fair, has the most battery of everyone in that quartet. But it's not as Jay. This has been a really strong performance from the Mercedes driver tonight. From the back of the pack up to 7th place, and could actually be more with penalties to follow. Night Owl is on a penalty up in 4th against midfield. Marshall down at the penalties real quick. Night Owl on 3 seconds, Shadows on 3 seconds. There's a yellow flag further back. I think Python's had a spin and is now right in front of Draftmaster. But Python down in 14th, and again it's just not been his day, has it been for Python? But now, what else is there in the field? Nigel is catching up. Oh my god. So Python's been sent to space, and that's a safe. Oh my god. Of all things.
I would say I saw pretty much all of that. But first of all, we'll go back a few corners. We saw Python go a little bit deep at Stadlow and ended up in the gravel, causing that yellow flag. And with 5 laps to go, enter the man, enter the myth. C. Davies comes into the pits late on at Spa. Is it going to be the inspired move that we've seen before. I'm building this up. Will it be? Will it be those tyres?
He's gonna. He is.
It's the intermediate.
He's got nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose, this
happen.
C Davies. But it's more or less, does this rain hold off? And who dares pits? Because I have a feeling that the man in 11th place, the man in 12th, and a race winner from last week down in 13th, they will not. But who dares pits in front? Who dares do it?
I get the feeling he might be doing this to troll us, you know. He could just come straight back in next lap. I'm going to be eyes like a hawk on
Thing is, though,
these.
around this track, you have to make a choice and stick with it. You've got a box, which is what Collateral Ads is doing. Diamond is slowing down
softs?
For a double stack. Midfield Maestro's going to go in as well. They are. It's a double stack at McLaren, but Midfield Maestro could be in a good position here. And so, shockingly, can Jake. Actually, look, let's get the tyres off.
It's everyone
going for it.
Piggle isn't pitting.
Nigel's going to wear this one out. Night Elbow's gone on softs. And because of the... Oh, Diamond's been screwed. Because of the amount of cars going into the pits, Collateral Ads was held. But this is going to be a crazy ending to this race. Nigel has not pitted for new tyres and holds the lead. Midfield Maestro's in second place on inters. Collateral Ads now in third on inters. Night Owl's in fourth on softs. Jake is on softs. Jay's up in sixth but on inters. Shadow's now 7th on softs. Freddy, Silverside Boy, Raza, Diamond, Snedden, Robin, Jaff, softs. Hirsch and C Davies, the miracle kid from season 4. Yeah, it's not quite worked out because a few of them have copied his approach, but everyone else is committed on dries. And Hirsch
this will be interesting.
Hirsch has said he's got nothing to lose, which fair. That's why you box for inters from there. But Maestro and Ads, either this has been a miracle plan, or it's been a total waste. Because he will have 2 laps of racing to the end after this.
The rain is still not here.
Again, though, it's a long track. It can fall at any time, and as soon as that drop of rain hits the track, or at least the visor, Maestro and Ads are going to be begging for it to rain like a thunder. They're going to be begging for a thunderstorm. If they know any voodoo, they'll be doing that right now in the cockpit of the car, begging any force of nature that it starts to rain. And I think Nigel's kind of hoping against that, to be honest, because Nigel, he boxed into clear track, but got caught up with Snedden and Robin. They two have went for softs and are now down in 12th and 13th where they were. But Nigel could be on for a very unlikely victory here. Midfield Maestro could be on for a as his name suggests, a Maestro. A very interesting victory as well. But Freddy's boxed. I think we know what that's for.
Yeah, there's no rain by the looks of it yet. One thing I will say is don't count out General Jake. Those fresh softs are going to be very, very mighty.
Oh, hold on. Hirsch and C Davies are in. Is this softs? It's another set of inters. They're going for it.
Well.
They're committing to it.
Doubling down. Still no sign of rain.
Still no sign. Oh, this is going to be mental. If this is going to come down to the last lap, oh dear. But I'll say this now. Night Owl and Jake have got to be so careful on this restart.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of grip compared to the drivers in front. And
even at that as well, Jay's got to be so incredibly cautious if it doesn't rain in the next like 10 seconds, because that pack of cars behind on a dry set of tyres going in towards Eau Rouge,
it's going to be drastic.
It's going to be clenching one way at that.
Yeah, and we'll see some drivers, especially Piggle, maybe looking to warm his tyres up, and of course the intermediate drivers are going to want to not warm their tyres up. They will, of course, overheat very quickly in dry conditions. The safety car should be in this lap. Interestingly, by the way, Hirsch on the softs, so he did not double down on his strategy. If the safety car comes in, we're going to get 2 laps of green flag racing, as it does indeed. We have the call. Still no rain.
Oh dear.
This is a big F.
This is going to be crazy. If it rains midway through this next lap and it sets on track, this is going to be one of the most crazy final laps I will probably ever remember. But Nigel, he wants to get on with it. You just see him there. He's not wasting any time. And as soon as that safety car enters the pits, Nigel's going to absolutely floor it. And in the hope that he can pull that gap to Night Owl, and importantly Jake. That is his rival for tonight if it doesn't rain. And Nigel has gone into the bus stop, and away we go. The final 2 laps here at Spa. Nigel, midfield maestro, Night Owl itching to get on with it against Collateral Eyes, but both of these two have a penalty. Night Owl, he's doing a late move there in towards the source, and that's one of them dispatched. That's Night Owl now up on 3rd, but crucially for Jake, he's still behind Collateral Ads, and Jay having problems as well. Brazza Gamers on their own little charge, now up to 7th place himself. Jake going through Eau Rouge and Radion right behind Collateral Ads, but Collateral Ads draining that battery to try and hold on to whatever position he can. And Night Owl gets the move done. A midfield maestro who did not fight that move because he knows Night Owl's got a 3-second penalty. But if it doesn't rain, that means absolutely nothing for his race. Jake now right behind midfield maestro, and it's going to be another mismatch.
It's raining.
Oh my god. Oh
well
my
then.
god. If this rains in the final lap, this is going to come down to the line. But Night Owl, he's closing in on Nigel, but Jake has got 2.5 seconds to make up to that Mercedes. Midfield Maestro now in 4th,
coming down.
And it's his teammate who's behind. He's going to let him through, but will it rain hard enough to the end?
You can see that midfield is struggling. He's obviously overheated his tyres. He's running a little bit wide. He's very tentative through the corners and out of them, all sorts of squirrely. But I think this could all change over the next lap because the rain is coming down hard. As you can see from the driver's point of view, on the screen, raindrops all across the screen. With 1 lap to go, Piggle in the lead from Night Owl, from General Jake, from Shadows, as Night Owl will set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. I do apologise. I've been visited by Darcy RL.
Oh dear. Oh, the yellow flag. Oh, Freddie's gone. Freddie's gone at the back. And there goes Night Owl draining that battery. He's got, it's going to ruin his slingshot against Nigel. But he's still level pegging, but Nigel knows he's not going to fight that because of Night Owl's penalty. Jake now in next 3rd place, but can he catch up to Nigel before the end? Robin's got a penalty. That's going to ruin his chances in this race, but it's not raining hard enough to set on the track. But midfield Maestro is holding on for his life here against the cars around him, but importantly for Razza Gamer, he's back up now into 5th place, and that is a very strong effort from him after starting on pole. Oh, Robin's gone!
Oh no, out of Lecom. Yeah, he's lost the car.
Oh, it's just starting to set on track, but it's going to run out of time. Collateral Ads and midfield Maestro, they're going to run out of time in this race, but who's going to take the victory because Jake's now right behind Nigel. Jake and Nigel Piggle are going to come down to the line here. Nigel holding on against the Alfa Romeo. Jake, the championship leader, Nigel in what is currently second place, had a run of 2 consecutive victories at one stage in the season, looking for a third, but this is going to be down towards the line. Jake now going around the outside at Blanchimont in the wet conditions. He's going to have to concede the place, but he's now going for one more moving towards the bus stop chicane. Knighton was going to take the checker flag, but who is going to take what will be the victory? Jake's going to go around the outside at the bus stop. He's forced deep by Nigel, who defends his line, and Nigel Piddle, resilient in defence. Knighton takes the line, but it's going to be Nigel Piddle as the rain starts to fall in Belgium. He remains in his place at the top of the standings, and the message there to General Jake: you're not going to have it your way, not when I win, says Nigel Piddle. Night Owl though takes third, and that, I believe, Shadows will take fourth, and importantly as well, Collateral adds, and Midfield Maestro took that gamble, but it just came up at the wrong time. It was the following spin of the roulette wheel, and they've lost out big time in what could have been a victory.
Yeah, as I think one more lap we'd have seen a vastly different outcome there. You could see the braking zone of the bus stop chicane, both Piggle and Jake going deep. Of course, there is that thought of defending the position and going for a move around the outside, but I think their tyres were really on the edge of grip there. A little bit of fortune about when the conditions changed to damp. I think I was having a look out of Stadlo, and yeah, I was thinking the track surface definitely looks like it's about to turn. But yeah, a little bit too late for the guys taking the chance on the inters.
Regardless though, what an ending that was to tonight's Belgian Grand Prix. Nigel Piddle takes the victory, and I believe their third victory of the season for the Mercedes driver. Jake takes second place and will extend his championship lead in the standings. There you go.
Scroll down.
Night Owl takes a rare podium in third, and a fastest lap point as well.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I know.
It's just I don't have control of. I don't have hold of my controller, and I couldn't. I couldn't clip it myself.
Yeah.
I have doggo.
Yep. Doggy Lolface has more priority.
FPRL Darcy.
Yeah. And we gained one sticker in that race. Let's go.
Let's go!
Hey. And we'll get the Ferrari up for our P3 driver. That'd be Night Owl, who will actually see if we can get them in for a post-race. Between that and General Jake, because Nigel, I'm sure, is going to be celebrating his victory.
Let's get them in.
Let's get them in.
Yes, view gamer card, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that.
Saying that they made a mistake, but they still scored points in their debut, which to me is a very solid effort for a debutant. Could have been more though, but it's points. You can't complain.
Absolutely. I fraud myself here, and I do ask, who came third? Was it Night Owl in the end?
It was Night Owl. So, if you want to, I'll take your pick. Night Owl or General Jake?
Please.
Let's do. Oh, he's already in this. For God's sake! I'll take Jake. It's fine.
Yes.
Right. Well, with that, Night Owl, I believe your first podium of the season, and a very strong effort as well.
Yeah.
That's all we're getting. Okay.
To be fair, it wasn't really a question.
Well, usually it's a follow-up, but anyway. Well, you've completely ruined my train of thought. But I think the first and most obvious one was, were you tempted by the intermediates there for that final stint?
No.
Fair enough. and I'm getting the
Content.
Haaland treatment here. Just one word answers, right? And you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Last question. Zandvoort the X. Yes or no?
Maybe.
David, David, Jake, go.
To be fair, he's a one-worded man. When I do interviews with him
Give
in
me a
another
minute.
league, he just gives me a one word. He gives me one word.
Yes, obviously, congratulations to you, Night Owl. So well done on that. A little bit unlucky, but still a podium, very good. We'll move on to tonight's P2, and that is, of course, the General Jake, nearly getting your second race win in Belgium in successive seasons. There, did you think you'd be up there by the at the start of the evening?
Maybe. No, I won't.
It's not funny when you do it, Jake.
Oh, here we go.
I know Jake couldn't resist, but like,
He couldn't, no.
yeah.
No, I couldn't resist it, but we move on. Did I think I could be up there? That's a good question. First of all, Rick to my teammate. Seems to be a success, a thing that keeps going on with my teammates. They die on the first lap, right at the start of the race. So, yeah, but obviously qualifying is she hopeful? I had more than that last lap. Obviously I was up by 3/10 and going into the bus stop section, messed up, and it went down to 1/10. So I was quite annoyed about that. Obviously, the first start of the race, I was quite annoyed that we had a restart because I was up to P4, but obviously the AI of Raza has to go past the safety car, give Snedden damage, disqualify Diamond out of chaos. Obviously, second restart, it was all about keeping it clean, and I did. And then another incident happened. It was unfortunately my teammate this time, so yeah. Obviously, to back off the safety car restart, I was just dying, going downhill, and then second safety car we head on to, and then obviously on that safety car restart, it was quite messy, and then I saw C Davies ahead of me broke, and I was trying to defend from Freddy 4 behind, so I saw C Davies. I broke quite kind of late to try and defend, but obviously I saw C Davies broke late, so I had to go off the track to avoid getting a penalty for punting Davies. I'd rather go off track, lose places, because I would have finished here, and if I did punt him, we would have got a pen for that, so that's why I went off track. And I was just falling down the order, trying to defend from Gary, good racing with him, and some incidents happened ahead, and yeah, later on it was just the hards were dying, and that safety car came along. Also, before that safety car, I think, yeah, a couple battles there. Me and Jaff had a good battle. Obviously a little bit of a collision that won, but I think just hard racing at the end of the day, and then he came back at me, he wanted to make my life hard. So obviously he did, and he held me up. So respect to him goes there. It annoys me, but that's racing at the end of the day. He held me up, gave me a tough run for my money. And then, yes, going back to that last safety car. Was I determined to put on the inters? I was in the middle. I was risking it. I wanted to risk it, but then I didn't want to risk it. So I thought, we're going to go play safe. We're going to go softs. And it worked out towards the end, obviously. The rain came on the penultimate lap. Got past the intermediates. Klatchwads with a very late move on me. Very late move in the braking there, but I just managed to send it up the inside. Didn't even mean it, but I didn't make contact, so that was lucky there. And then, yeah, it was final lap. So Night Owl got past Nigel. I know Nigel was on 7 lap old mediums, and yeah, he was really struggling. I saw the opportunity at Brongemont. I got told he was on less battery. I saw him flashing, so I went for that move. The outside came for the opportunity, so I went for it. I was a little bit ahead, and then he broke late, and then we went very deep. Luckily, I wasn't there, otherwise he probably would have pushed me off. But no, fair play to him. He broke late, shut the door, and he got that win. So yeah, fair play to Nigel there for that move. It's racing again at the end of the day, and he got the win. You can go to sleep now, David. But yeah, that's my 5-minute summary of my race. I think David just about stayed awake for that.
Quite the opposite of Night Owl. for that very reason.
Yeah.
I think we'll ask
I
for
think
the
we're
night
just going
owl
to boycott the last question because Jake will give
No,
us
no,
a whole
no, no,
anagram
no,
as to.
no. To be fair, it's going to be asked. How do you feel going to Netherlands? That's going to be the last question.
So that's the Gary question. Gary cops out by asking that as a third question, so I'm not going to do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and your final question, I just want a one-letter answer, if that is possible.
One sentence. One sentence.
Pineapple
No.
on pizza, Y or N?
Pineapple pizza. Are you
That's
taking
not
the
one letter. All right.
No,
end of stream, that's
no.
fine.
Yeah,
No,
we're done.
My
We're
answer
done.
is no. It's
Yeah, we're
disgusting.
done.
There we go.
We're
done.
done. Jake, you.
And
you
I'm
couldn't
feeling
follow-
good for
Jake,
Netherlands.
you couldn't follow
Thank you.
simple instruction. You couldn't follow simple instruction. Get out of here.
I'm-
He's actually booted him. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not listening to a 20-minute autobiography of his liking to Max Verstappen because I know he does. Rich
Yep.
coming from me. Anyway, that's going to be it. We got the Mercedes up on screen for our race winner, Nigel Piddle. But before we do, though, David, driver of the day, and a
it's-
few options for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult decision. Some strong drives across the board, and yeah, let's talk through a few drivers. Obviously, Nigel had a very strong race. Jake, of course, doing very well, coming back through. Who else? There was some great overtakes by collateral ads, and yes, at the end of the day, it didn't work out particularly well for him. But it's definitely worth a mention for those overtakes all the same. Who else had a good race? Gary had a very good race, coming from P17 up to P12. Not bad, considering he's on a track that's particularly bad for full traction users. Oops. Douche, having a good race, but I think, to be honest, think about it, Night Owl doing a fantastic job in P3. The man we haven't mentioned at all is Shadows. Shadows starting P18 on the grid, works his way up, and he takes P4. So for that reason, he's going to be my driver of the day.
Certainly not short of candidates like the next election, but
Bash! It's coming sooner for me.
Jake, you're done. Jake, go away. Jake, go away.
Jake, go away.
And you know what I'm
dear,
gonna do?
yeah.
Before we do the outro, I'm gonna go on Do Not Disturb, as we don't visit us at the door, so I'll make this quick. Thank you everyone for tuning in and for watching to tonight's FPRL Tier 2 race around Belgium. FPRL will be back actually tomorrow night for our F2 showdown. F2RL will take place 8 PM UK time. Where we go? Anyone's guess. And that, be sure to tune in tomorrow night, 8 PM UK time, and Sunday, where David Lawface and the rest of Tier 4 trying to catch the Flying Scotsman, who seems to be on a one-way trip to, a one-way trip to an interesting end to the season. We'll put it. Well, I mean, he is top of the standings, but not by much. Not by much. So be sure to check out our Tier 4 race on Sunday, 8 PM UK time, and we'll be back on Wednesday, the 4th of October, where we head off to Zandvoort in the Netherlands. Yes, the Netherlands. Not Holland, yes, the
as
Netherlands.
opposed to somewhere else.
Yeah, because
Zandvoort, Australia.
yeah, sure. Well, yeah, my favourite place ahead of Mansfield, Germany. But David, thank you very much for tuning in and for watching the race with me. Quite the eventful one at the end.
Yeah, pleasure to be here as always. And back to normal service next week, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we feel.
Yeah, we'll see
Thank
how
you very
we feel.
much.
Thank you, David.
And
this
good night.
has been. Yep, very much so. This has been Cruiser 1872. Thank you very much for watching. And from all of us here at FPRL, good night.